Um, what role does Roosevelt play in your support for the six-school plan?
Well, Roosevelt fits into providing the needed space we have on the, as I said, the northeast part of town, north and east of Squaw Creek, where we have half of the students. Right now, the 2 3-section schools, Meeker and Fellows that are there, if they're just used as 3-section schools, can only provide a little over 800 spaces for students. We have about pushing 950 or maybe more now, since we've added a couple extra kindergartens in this area of town. And that's if we have exactly perfect numbers, since we really need to add an industry standard. School districts would say, and consultants told us 10 or 15% additional capacity is needed. So to provide that capacity in this part of town, we need to talk about somewhere between 1,000 and 1,100. Well, that Roosevelt being a 2-section school would say we can use our 2 3s and then add another 2, and that would give us the space we would need well into the future and provide us the space on this side of town. And so I think it fits in that way, and I think it also fits that as we move into the future, sustainability from a transportation perspective and use of resources is important. And I've had people express concern of being able to end up finding locations where they can walk more, where they can have access to the university and access to downtown, and maybe not have to drive as much or have easy bus access or bike. And I think that's another factor we need to look at as we try to put schools in place, is where does that fit? And again, that is one thing where Roosevelt seems to fit in. But the main part is that it adds the space on this side of town that we are lacking.
What about the high school's future?
Well, I have to admit I was surprised when the consultant came back and talked about a new high school, because in the back of my mind I always anticipated we could just remodel the high school and move forward with that. But I think that it's that we need, now that we know that we're going to be challenged, and the high school will operate well enough into the future, so we can end up getting the elementaries taken care of. But I think one of the things that you have heard us talk about at a board meeting is end up saying that we need to, as soon as we get an elementary plan started and move forward, we need to start talking about a master plan for the high school. And that's where I think all the issues around the 24th Street property and the Fellows property and the high school property could play together with each other, as far as what are some of the needs of the high schools. Do we have enough space at the high school? Can we move some of the practice facilities off-site? Could we consider moving the swimming pool off-site of the high school? But how do all those things balance out? So I think that the next, once we get moving forward with the elementary schools, we really need to talk about a master plan for the high school, so that as we start dealing with the swimming pool issue, or if we start saying we want to do something with the baseball field or whatever, we can start thinking about how those things come into place. And part of that master plan really needs to be a very serious look at the high school and saying, can we remodel it or save parts of it as is, or are we going to have to talk about an entirely new high school? How does all that fit together? I'm not I haven't made a decision exactly on what should happen, other than we need to do more planning and come up with a good plan so that as we move forward, we have that we have a plan in place. But I think we definitely sooner rather than later we do need to start talking about what do we want at the high school, what should we do at the high school.
So why should people vote for you?
I think the main thing I can bring to the table is my experience in a couple different ways. Experience, because I have 3 children that have gone completely through the system, and I have a student in the system now, so I have the experience of a parent and have that experience and ongoing as a parent. So I understand what the parents are going through. I have the experience as a school board member, 5 years of experience, and have worked to try to educate myself, to improve myself as far as understanding issues that we face. And I think that's a very important part of the job of being able to understand historical and knowing the background on issues. What have we done before? How have we faced these issues? How can we move forward? And I think those are really important things that I can bring in. I think lastly, because I just really have the desire to say, can we improve? Can we make improvements in the district so that we can get everyone up to speed and move them forward and get them to graduation day as at the high school and want to see all students have a chance to succeed.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Other than thank you very much for the chance to do the interview. This is a really good opportunity, and I guess I would just encourage people to find all the information they can on the issues that are coming up on the election, educate themselves. If they have questions, call up school board members and ask them, and ask the candidates who are running, where do you stand, and hopefully make good decisions.
Thanks.
Okay, welcome.